This is Josh Widdicombe and XFM, bridging the gap between town and country.
That is Primal Scream, Country Girl. I see what you've done there, Neil.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, this is Josh Widdicombe on Saturday morning on XFM. I might sound a little... we were discussing whether I sound croaky.
I think you sound a little croaky.
A little croaky. Okay, well, we'll battle through. Now, how are you?
I'm well, thank you very much, Josh.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, very good. Tell you what happened yesterday. I was on the phone in the street to XFM's John Robbins, in fact, and someone walked past and held up their phone that they had their headphones attached to, and they were listening to the podcast. What are the chances? Very high, considering the millions of people that I imagine listen to the podcast. But
what episode was it?
I don't view it as episodes. I view it as one long story.
There has been some problems with the podcast this week, so apologies if you've not quite been able to download it. I am looking at it.
Okay.
Fixing it.
Fixing it.
Trying to.
Good. Now, the other thing... Oh, by the way, I thought I should tell you this. I've been booked for a DJ set. My mate's band are playing, and they are a 90s retro cover band, and they want a DJ set of 90s tracks. 93 Feet East, trendy 93 Feet East in London's happening Shoreditch area.
Oh, dear.
Have you ever DJ'd?
No.
No.
No, I'd play what I want rather than what people want.
Well, that's kind of my view. You play the disco you want, surely.
No. Less than one, play what the crowd wants.
No, we haven't done that for a year and a half on this show, and I'm not going to start doing that live.
One other thing this week.
Yeah.
You were spotted.
Oh, yeah?
XFM Weekender host Dan O'Connell saw you in a pub. Now, you've never met
Guilty
Dan.
as bloody charged, I imagine. Sounds about right to me.
Can you confirm that you approached the wrong table of girls thinking they contained your girlfriend?
Yeah,
and they didn't?
she had the exact same hair from behind. I mean, I didn't make it there.
Dan said you almost went to tap her on the shoulder and she turned around and she kind of went, I've nearly been accosted by TV's Josh Widdicombe.
Dan's overstated the story, I think. I'm now questioning my memory of the incident. But
How many pints had you had?
I hadn't had any pints. I'd just done QI. I'd had a vodka fresh lime and soda in the green room. Genuinely the best drink in the world. Tastes like water. Top drink. You never get spotted, so what we're going to do, we should appeal for Neil spottings. Now, people might question if we know what you like. Can we tweet a picture of you?
Do we have to?
Yeah, I think we should do this. I think, like a wanted poster. Have you seen this man?
Okay.
Well, so we've got Neil Aid, haven't we? We've got Neil of Fortune. What should we do? Where's Neil?
if you must.
Do you remember a show called Wanted or Missing or something that was on Channel 4? If you remember that programme, any other business next week, I want to hear more details of that because my memory's foggy. B, Neil, do you want to give some tips on where you might be?
I'll probably
Not like specifics of your day, but like, you live in Reading.
So I live in Reading. I'll get the train at Reading Station between about 20 to 8, 10 past 8 in the morning. I get the Bakerloo line.
Where do you lunch?
At my desk.
Right. Okay, so we're looking for people who work at XFM, ideally.
I am a normal-looking man. I'm kind of probably above average height.
I mean, if they could, they need to take a photo, ideally, to confirm it. But if not, I mean, if they could get a photo with you, that'd be ideal. So if you could see Neil, where's Neil? We'll tweet out a photo of him. I imagine you come up with a Google image search you as well.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah. But I think they're quite old photos. So we'll tweet a photo of him and we'll see how that goes.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now it's time for any other business. Our listeners' right of reply. We want them to pedantically pick us up on just small errors we have made. Neil will uphold or reject. You haven't rejected in a while, have you?
No, so I'm going to be firm but fair still.
Are you going to up the firmness?
Yeah.
Up the firmness. I mean, that's... You guffawed at that as if there was some kind of euphemistic quality. There wasn't.
Well, if you say so.
Right. This one, the first one, doesn't even have a Dear Josh or Neil, so I'm kind of wondering whether we should...
Manners cost nothing.
Last week, open brackets, during Neil of Fortune, close brackets. Roseanne, name 3 stars. You said Tom Connor. Incorrect. Tom Arnold. Possible confusion arose via character surname of Connor. or maybe rhyming misnomer based on John Connor, that Terminator chap. Out, Charlie Carroll.
Everything in this email is correct, Charlie.
It's very badly punctuated.
Yeah, it's a bit too direct, and it's a Saturday morning. You know, it's still early. We don't want to be faced with such
This
directness.
is LBC.
So I'm going to reject this, Charlie. Out.
Now I feel like there's a bit more fire in our bellies because when Wet 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 were knocked off number 1 and suddenly the charts felt alive again. Dear Josh and producer Neil, regarding any other business, a word of advice for Josh trying to make money from an unfortunate mishap with his headphones. They've put 2 words, it's 1, I mean, do with that what you will. With his headphones nearly falling off his head at 13 minutes and 47 seconds into the podcast of episode 62. Josh mentioned he could have made £250 from It'll Be Alright on the Night. I believe the format of that TV show is TV outtakes, not funny home videos. Josh may wish to send the video to the programme You've Been Framed, as this programme would pay £250 if they play his video. Yours pedantically, Morgan Denman. I agree with it completely up to one point.
And that is?
That we don't know what the fee is. They must pay a release fee to access a video for It'll Be Alright on the Night. Because it's not a free TV programme to make. I mean, obviously Griff Rhys-Jones's salary must be hefty.
Does he do?
He does it now, yeah.
Oh, he did, yeah, rather than...
Dennis Norden.
Thanks for filling in the gaps of my knowledge.
That should be your catchphrase.
Everything Morgan says is correct, though.
It is, but I just wonder whether we need a little more research into whether I could have made £250 from It'll Be Alright on the Night.
Morgan, you've got homework for next week.
I think it's not it's kind of on hold.
Yeah.
Hello, Josh, Neil, and intern Charles.
Blimey.
No talking, Charles. How many times?
On podcast episode 59, the lovely Roisin Connaughty was on, and near the end of the podcast, she references Garbage Patch Kids and describes them as like unofficial Cabbage Patch. The actual name of these stickers were Garbage Pail Kids. Also, on the listing for this podcast, you have misspelt Roisin in the title by missing the first I in her name. Yours pedantically, Joanne Clark. Don't see much wrong with that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to use F4, our green bell this week, to uphold.
Oh, that's a disappointing bell, isn't it? It's so out of practice because you've rejected 2. The bell's kind of depressed. Do you want to... That's more like it. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any other business, email them at josh@xfm.co.uk.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Hello, I'm Josh Widdicombe. Thank you for tuning in to XFM. This was Editors, correct?
That was,
yeah. That was Editors. This was Editors. Editors, everyone. Round of applause. Now we come to choosing today's topics we want to discuss. And I stayed in Manchester on Monday. Now, this is a bit of a non-anecdote, but you know when there's like a minute of your life where you go, my life is going to be disastrous for the next 12 hours, and then it's fine. Have you ever gone to a hotel and they've had no record of your booking, and it's 11 p.m. and you're going, oh my giddy aunt. It's similar to when I went to New York in 2005, and there was 4 of us going on a 6-week trip around America. 2 flew out ahead, and then me and my friend Andrew arrived at Hostel International New York, and they had no record of our booking. And that's because there's 2 Hostel Internationals in New York. And we'd booked into the one in Harlem. Quite the globetrotters, you might say. Come on. Have you been to Harlem? I didn't fit in. People, you know anything? People do sit on stoops.
yeah.
So we wanted, when you've made I've actually had one with Tim Key as well, who's coming on later, so I'll discuss that with him when he's on. So we asked for your wrong booking stories. Have you had any situations where you've booked wrong? It doesn't just even have to be hotels, it could be gigs.
I don't think I've ever... I don't venture out much.
Obviously, Graham Poll might write in when it comes to wrong bookings. It's a football referee. Famously. We'll move on. Now, subject 2. I think we should end every show with that.
What, the collective sigh of the listener?
Yeah, the collective sigh of the listener. The other thing, what was the original reason we came up with this one?
There was a news story this week
Oh,
for
yes.
the second topic of there's a Chinese man who's now stuck in Korea because his toddler got hold of his passport and used it as a doodle book. So in his passport photo, he's now got glasses, spiky hair.
Amazing.
He's now stuck until they can get a new passport from China.
Oh, my word. That's unbelievable. South Korea, though.
I don't know.
In North Korea. You don't want to be... I mean, if you're going on holiday to North Korea anyway, then maybe...
I'd like to go to North Korea.
Would you?
Yeah, it'd be fascinating.
Would you not be scared?
Nervous, but I'd play it cool.
Oh, well, good luck, mate.
Bad career move for me. Forget it.
Come on. So we wanted when have you ruined your parents' stuff? I was trying to rack my brains. I don't remember any specific incidents, which is amazing because I used to play indoor football. Did you have a small sponge ball?
Yeah.
And I remember once, this caused more harm to me than them, but vividly remember stubbing my toe on the brick fireplace. Oh. Yeah, but you know, that's injuries for you. You got to dust yourself off and move on.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Morrissey, Istanbul on XFM, his ode to Liverpool's Champions League final win of 2005. Correct? Yeah. Now, ruining parents' possessions is one of the topics we're talking about. This comes from the man who is stuck in Korea after his child doodled all over his own passport. You'd think that would happen more, wouldn't you?
That's a good point, actually, yeah.
Maybe not. People would keep passports safe. There's a reason there's a safe in a hotel room, mate. Am I right? No, I'm not. So, ruining parents' possessions. Annalise Holcomb, twin sister and I used Dad's vintage Porsche as a sliding board, scratched roof, windshield and hood. Now, I don't know what a sliding board is on this. I like the story. I like to imagine them sliding all over it. I mean, if your dad's got a vintage Porsche, he's clearly having a midlifer anyway, so maybe Annalise Holcomb did him a service and he could go back and have like a Mazda or something.
Should have kept it in the garage.
Something a bit more sensible. Might not have a garage. He's probably had to sell the garage to pay for his midlife, pay for his leather jacket. Mark G swapped all my... This is amazing. Swapped all my mum's gold necklaces for an action man with eagle eyes. Now, I want to know who did that deal with him. Because they have taken him to the cleaners. Probably Mr. T. I mean, I don't know how Mr. T probably gets a free action man. I bet they've made an action figure of him. He's got loads of them. All my mum's gold necklaces as well. We've got a very rich listenership, haven't we, this morning? I mean, if any advertisers are listening, we're really looking at the ABC One range here today. Do you want one more? No, we'll save them. We've got some great ones here. Let's save them. And if Mark G, if you're listening, if you could email in to any other business for next week, we want to know where you did that and whether you managed to get the gold necklaces back. And Annalise Holcomb, we want to know whether your dad's kind of pulled himself together.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
We now come to Neil Aid. I will explain what it is, presuming, though, that the country is gripped. I hope that, unlike Live Aid and Band Aid, this makes some lasting changes. What I'm worried is that your stickers are going to get into the wrong hands. And rather than go to the people that need them, there'll be dictators that use your stickers to further cement their position. Am I right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Chris Bourne, the head of XFM, everyone. Don't let him get hold of the stickers and use them to keep Neil in his place on the hierarchy. Right. Hello, Josh, and good morning, Neil. This is a letter we've got from Molly about Neil Aid. Hello, Josh, and good morning, Neil. My boyfriend and I are collecting the World Cup stickers. Open brackets, swaps to follow, close brackets. This came a couple of weeks ago. Have the swaps followed?
Not as far as I'm aware.
And come up with a jolly game to play with the album. It's called Who on This Page Has Farted? Example. On the Honduras page, you take a photo and tweet it, maybe?
Yeah, I'll do that.
We reckon Costly dealt it, Chavez smelled it, and Garrido is livid. England's culprit is probably Lampard, but Townsend's sly smile speaks volumes.
I think he did one on the plane and then...
No, Townsend...
hopped off.
Oh, and then hopped off, yeah. I mean, I doubt he was even allowed in the airport, considering his late season form. The game evolves as more stickers are added. Hours of fun. Regards, Molly. I mean, I can agree. Honduras is our favourite page. None of them are pulling what I'd describe as the neutral face that is demanded by the Panini Corporation. Well, it's a game to play. If any of you have views on... so what are the three? Dealt it, smelt it, and livid that it's happened.
Across any area of life. So if you're watching Mock the Week...
You need a screen grab. I mean, if you want to play Molly, we'll call it Molly's Fart Game. I mean, it's childish, isn't it? I can see that Sony Award disappearing with this game, Molly. But there you go. We'll try. We'll try and plough on anyway. If you have any, we want the sticker pages. But if you have any other magazine pages or anything, take a photo, tweet it, email it, josh@xfm.co.uk. We'll see how it's going. How is your Neil Aid going?
It's going well. This week you received, when you came in this morning, you gave me some stickers.
Yep, that I've been given at a gig.
A gig. The person who gave you those, Josh, can you remember their name?
Don't think they told me, mate.
Okay.
Let the stickers speak for themselves.
That's very true. Well, they did in this case because they allowed me to complete Argentina and Greece.
Oh!
First two teams I've completed in the book.
Wow, Argentina. So does that mean you're going to support Argentina and Greece?
I can't. Yeah, actually, yeah, Argentina. I'll do that. Yeah.
Good of you to support the second favourites. Well, that's good. So how many have you got to go?
I'm 81% complete.
What about your sticker album? If you have any, if you have any stickers, where should we send them?
XFM, Leicester Square, WC2H 7LA, Market
And
Neil.
how do you remember that postcode? WC toilet 2H hard pen
Saul.
hard pencil. Sorry, yeah. 7
Brad Pitt
and Morgan Freeman
in LA.
in LA. Please send them in. You know the address. Neil Aid. #Neil Aid.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Elbow, New York morning. This is Josh Widdicombe on XFM on a Saturday morning. Still joined by producer Neil.
Good morning.
But more importantly, I think you'll agree, Neil.
Very much so.
Yeah, now joined by Tim Key. Good morning.
Morning, Josh.
How are you?
Not bad. Still reeling from that track by Elbow.
I bet you are.
It really gets you, doesn't it?
It really... Oh,
Every time.
I don't know... I'm going to take that at face value.
Yeah, no, do so.
Do so.
Well,
Good.
yeah, how else could you take it?
Exactly. How are you?
I'm good, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thank you for coming on. We've been trying to secure you for a while, but
You worked hard to get this.
I have, and I'm going to enjoy it.
You've earned this interview.
No, obviously.
Well, not obviously. Well,
No, well,
it depends what
I
it
think.
says. Go on now.
One of your many roles,
Yeah.
a psychic Simon
Well,
on,
obviously.
obviously, on Mid Morning Matters, Alan Partridge. Is that a real radio studio? Is this like that? That was my question.
It's a very babyish question.
It is, yeah. I was thinking, is that a real radio studio? You weren't expecting that question.
No, it's a fort.
It's
Yeah, it's a real radio station.
Is it? Not station, studio.
No, it's not. Well, hang on a minute. In which because there's
There's a film and there's
a film and there's a book. The online version, Mid Morning
Yeah.
Matters, that's a real studio.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere near Edgware Road.
Do you head out to Edgware Road for hookah pipe after? Is that how you say it?
I would maybe say hooker.
I'd say hooker, actually.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. Do you say hookah when you're talking about a prostitute?
King's Cross, picking up a hookah.
I'm interested in securing the services of a hookah. Shall I finish answering that question?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go on then.
let's squeeze
If
as
you
much as
must.
we can out of it. Yeah, that's in a radio station. And then when they made the film, they built a radio station.
Is
Shouldn't-
making a film fun or is it boring?
Um,
Obviously, I'm talking about your experience on one day.
that was probably neither fun nor boring. Just quick.
Just
It's
happened.
like going for a wee.
How long? So you were playing in one day. You played.
And one day I played man.
Was that the name of your character?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, in some films that would be the lead.
Yes.
A bit of more sort of biblical.
Yeah.
In one day, it was quite a small part where I just had to, just interact with Anne Hathaway.
What was your line?
Could you repeat that?
What was your line?
Could you? I think that's what it was. Could you repeat that? She lists a lot of. Yeah, she was playing a waitress and woman,
Yeah.
and she was trying to sell me some Mexican food, and she was reading everything on the menu, But I don't think she was reading. I think that was the point. She was just like a waitress who'd worked there for ages.
Right.
So she reeled off all these things like chimichangas, and she was sort of saying this big list of things. And then I had to say, that was the joke, was at the end of this long list, I said, could you repeat that? But
Did you audition for that?
no, I auditioned for a bigger part in the same film. And Rafe Spall got it.
Oh, right. You auditioned for Woman.
Yeah. I auditioned for Hathaway.
Well, today, obviously, you've got the big part, mate.
Yes, second fiddle to you.
Second fiddle to me. But you're not third fiddle James Acaster.
The perennial bronze medalist.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Coming Over Raw Blood on XFM. Josh Widdicombe with producer Neil.
Good morning.
And Tim Key.
Good morning.
Very good. You see why you nail those lines again and again. We're talking about two things this morning. This comes from a story that Neil found about a Chinese man that went to Korea.
Must be more to it than that.
No, that's it.
Good find.
Really?
On TripAdvisor?
4 stars. No, he said, and he can't come back because his child has graffitied and doodled on his passport.
Wow. So what does he have to do then?
He's got to wait for a new passport.
I mean, what the problem is with the story that Neil's found, it's quite exciting, and then he's just got to wait for a new passport. It kind of peters out
Yeah,
as
he's
a
probably
story.
back by now, isn't he?
Yeah,
But it was only reported this week, so I don't know.
Yeah.
he's actually.
I think that's done very well to make the news. We shouldn't be talking about that, should we? However light-hearted your show is, we shouldn't be talking about that.
We need to get the clip of what when Stephen Merchant went through our topics, and
Was he pleased with them?
he
Did he find some fault?
did find a little fault. So we were talking ruining your parents' possessions. Have you ever ruined your parents' possessions?
Not wholesale. I'm just must have ruined something. Well, can I think about that during the next track?
Yeah, well,
Because I can do it. I can do you a sort of holding answer
okay.
for now.
Yeah.
On April, but it's not me ruining it, and it's not really their possessions. But on April Fool's,
But my parents once went to Korea.
yeah. No, my brother once on April Fool's Day, he got up really early and put golden syrup on all of the door handles, every door handle in the house, so that they'd all be like sticky. Then he went back to bed. Then everyone woke up on a new day on April the 1st, and the handles were a bit sticky, but the headline news was that the carpet underneath all of the handles was ruined.
I've never actually partaken in April Fool. I've never had the guts to.
Well, I'm sorry that you've not really got your teeth into it yet.
I mean,
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
You've got a good lead in here now.
Yeah, what I'll do. Well, did your brother get in trouble?
Oh no, I would write that one off as an idea for yourself.
Oh, okay.
He got
Particularly because I live in my own house. Get up.
Yeah,
Cover the door.
It's not April Fool when you just sort of
Ruin your own doors and carpet.
set your house on fire.
The other one, and actually I've had this situation. I had this week, I got to a hotel and they had no idea of my existence. I remembered that this is on the subject of booking disasters you've had. Do you remember when we were coincidentally staying in the same Holiday Inn Express in Sheffield?
It was one of my, not favourite, but it was one of my tour dates.
But I don't know if I told you what happened before that. Was I turned up at the Holiday Inn 400 yards down the road. Went in and they had jewellery on sale. And I was kind of mocking who would buy that.
Oh, so you were
And then went up to the desk. Josh Widdicombe, please. And they were like,
complacency.
we've got no...
Very complacent.
Yeah.
I think check in before you mock the jewellery.
And they said, we've got no record of you.
Do you know what? It does ring a bell. I think actually that was the main thing you talked about. I think you were really smarting.
It was a tail between my legs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I remember you plunging your fist into your palm increasingly throughout the evening. Damn.
The humiliation was too much.
Yeah, you were really annoyed to be there, and we were really elated that we were in any hotel. We're beneath you on the pecking order.
Oh, well, you know. Some things change. Some of us have met Anne Hathaway, some haven't since then.
That's true. Since then? No, I'd already met her, I think.
Oh.
Poor old Anne.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Foo Fighters, times like these. Josh Widdicombe on XFM on a Saturday morning. Tim Key still here?
I'm well.
Just
Yes, I
sorry,
am,
you were just
yeah.
having a sip of your coffee.
Just having a sip of my coffee, but it's nice to be here, nonetheless.
And producer Neil,
Good morning.
how are you?
Still well.
Excited by Neil of Fortune?
A little nervous about this one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, begin.
Okay, Tim. So Neil of Fortune, I have 3 games prepared every week for the guest on the show, and you are this week's
No
guest.
offence, Neil, but I'm going to use this opportunity of you talking to eat my banana.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
going to go for a wee. But press on.
The first game is called Key by Gum.
Key by gum, yeah.
So E by Gum was placed into the Oxford English Dictionary in 1999.
Famously.
I have
It's like the
I've been using it ever since. It's great to get the all clear on that one.
I have 5 other words that made it into the dictionary last year, complete with meaning, but only some are true. Can you spot the fakes from the ones that are made?
sound.
So is this a game I can choose to play, but I don't have to?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me hear the second game.
Tim,
Yeah.
using Wikipedia, I researched that you studied Russian at Sheffield University.
That would have sounded better if you hadn't put using Wikipedia.
I want to show my working out.
Yeah.
So you're also noted, according to Wikipedia, for being a great comic and a kind of poet comic as well.
Kind of poet is a bit insulting, but carry on.
All right. Can you tell me the names of these poems I've run through Google Translate into Russian? 3 for you to enjoy.
Well, I think I'm going to have to hear what the third game is before I start exposing my Russian.
What did you get as a degree?
Not great. Well, first.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah, me
I
too,
turned
mate.
down the chance to... Did you?
Yeah.
What in?
Linguistics.
Hardly Russian. I turned down the chance to play Rat in Wind in the Willows in my last term because I thought I got a sniff of a first term.
Wow.
Yeah.
And are you pleased with that decision? Or
Well, you can. There's plenty of time in the rest of your life to play Rat, isn't there?
there is? Well, unless you get cast as man.
You're not going to get cast as man in Wind in the Willows. You'd be very unlucky.
All right, game 3. It's called We Have All the Tim in the World. Regular listeners to the show will know Josh and I were sent a great set of tuned table bells.
Oh,
Here's an example. This is F4.
that's really nice.
It's nice, isn't it? We've got
From Bell Percussion Limited. Another plug.
Yeah.
So we're going to play a few riffs of XFM classics and maybe one from Louis Armstrong that gave the game its title. Using your ears, can you name the tunes?
What's the title of the game?
You Have All the Tim in the World.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like the sound of this bells one.
Yeah, do you?
Well, yeah, but then I suppose my mum would probably be keen if I used my Russian.
Yeah. Is your mum a regular listener of XFM?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. This is the cherry on the cake for her when following your
I
career.
don't think she's up in time for this show, but yeah, she listens to a lot of XFM through the week.
Oh, that's good.
We're directed to the podcast as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She loves a podcast, my mum.
Does she?
Yeah, she knows how to do them.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So, shall we play a song and then we'll come back and you'll have prepped your Russian poems?
Okay, we'll do it after Jack White.
Steph in the office listened to the album 4 times last night. Bit of trivia.
No, good for her.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
In the middle of a game of Neil of Fortune with
Well,
Tim
on
Key.
the verge.
On the verge, sorry, of a game of Neil of Fortune with Tim Key. Over to you, Neil.
So, Tim, you chose to play Russian through this. So anyone just tuning in, this is a game for Tim. You studied Russian at Sheffield University and you are a comic and a poet. So I have some poems that I've run through intern Charles has run through Google Translate
Very honest.
into Russian.
Very honest.
I graduated in the year 2000. and I haven't spoken any Russian since.
Okay, good.
I was sort of getting it out of the way, really, while I was young.
Okay, here we go. Here is poem number 1.
Между моим пальцем и большим пальцем приземистая ручка лежит уютно, как оружие. Под моим окном чистый скрипучий звук, когда лопата погружается в гравий земле. Мой отец — копание.
I enjoyed that.
If Tim doesn't get them, are they going to be handed over to me?
Yes, they will.
Can we come back to that one?
I have spoken to the University of Sheffield, and if you don't get 2 out of 3, you will have your degree removed.
Removed or downgraded?
Downgraded.
That's okay. I've got some wriggle room there. Still get a good degree.
No, I want an answer.
Right. You're not definitely going to get one. Is it an English poem?
It's in English.
Yeah.
It's not by an Englishman.
Seamus Healy.
Oh my God. Correct.
Move on.
No.
No, okay.
What? So no, I get the answer right, and that's a no. Right.
Well, I'll give you half a point for that.
Yeah,
Good, half a point. Good.
Yeah.
I can build on that.
Number 2.
Сова и кошечка вышла в море в красивом гороха зеленого лодке. Они взяли немного меда и много денег, завернутый в 5 фунтов ноте.
I'm getting. I think it's about money. So there's some green stuff happening.
Oh.
It's not so much translation. This. It sounds more like a medium talking, but. Okay.
She's got Boris Yeltsin coming through.
I'm channeling the sea. The sea is involved, and there's lots of money. So who would sort of write something like that?
I mean, I think there's a point almost for that.
We'll probably give you that.
If you went to sea...
In a pea green boat. Yes, it's the Owl and the Pussycat.
It was.
Yes! Oh! It's exciting, wasn't it? Do you
I got a first-class degree in the language that was in. And now it just sounds like gobbledygook.
Who wrote it for 2 points?
Edward Lear.
Correct. So here we go, the decider.
Oh, I wish I'd just got that straight out. Go on, next one.
Королева решила перепроверить, что девушка была достаточно шикарной выйти замуж за своего внука. Она хотела знать, была ли она принцесса материала.
Well, I mean, it's all pretty royal. The queen. I mean, it feels like with these queens and princesses and things. I think I'm going to go for a bit of Lewis Carroll.
Incorrect.
Oh, but correct subject matter?
Correct subject matter.
You know what they sometimes do, when it's in Nevermind the Buzzcocks and things like that, they sometimes play some lyrics and it's your own. So I'm going to say I've written this, but I don't recognise it really. But I mean, I've written a lot of rubbish, so I reckon it's probably me.
Yes! Well done, Tim.
Oh, that's amazing!
Yeah.
So hang on. So what have I written that's about the Queen tried to decide.
Charles?
It's the commemorative poem you wrote for The Guardian.
A lot of love going to it?
Yeah, more love than time.
Well, that was a successful game, Neil. Happy?
Good week this week.
Good. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Neil. This is XFM.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Still joined by Tim Key.
Oh, hey Josh, how are you?
Hey, I'm all right, thank you. And it's nice that you asked that. Very rarely do guests care.
Oh, it's because I just panicked, really. Just saw you there and thought, that's a person. Let's see how he is.
Neil?
Yeah, hello. Are you all right?
Yeah, not bad. Now, we are talking about ruining parents' possessions and booking errors. Which would you want? Shall we have one of each from our dear listeners?
Yeah, let's have a ruining parents' possessions.
Okay. Joanne Clark. At the age of 6, I ruined my mum's favourite cassette by taping myself singing over the top of it. We discussed this last week with Pappies a bit, that people making their own kind of compilations where they talk over the top of the... I don't know how you tape over the top of a cassette. She didn't just layer herself.
She hasn't used the word layer, so I think we've got to assume that she's just recorded over something.
Yeah.
It was a thing that used to happen. You were probably a little bit too late for tapes.
No, I had Now 23 on cassette. That was the... I think Go West were on it. Do you remember Go West?
Yes. It's probably sort of Enya territory as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think Enya might have been sniffing around.
I tell you what, if her sort of flagship song wasn't on there,
Orinoco Flow.
Yeah, she would have had a hand in writing something.
Oh yeah,
she's one of these sneaky people who you sometimes see a list of the most rich people.
Yeah,
and she's at the top because she's sort of written yesterday or
but
something.
Is she happy?
I think she's fairly happy. Yeah, she DM'd me and said that she's.
Booking errors. Tom Blacksland. I once bought cinema tickets for a date, not realising the film didn't start for another 2 hours. By this point, I'd already bought 2 large popcorns. We then proceeded to make awkward small talk whilst we ate the popcorn and played the It box in the foyer. He's misspelt foyer with a T at the end, but we'll overlook that. She left after I suggested I get some revels, then we could play Time Crisis. It's the
Blimey.
bleakest.
I went on a date I went to the cinema. What I did was it was actually the Anecdote is set near here. I got here early and I went and bought the tickets to Sideways, and then I had a look around for pubs and cafes so that when I met this girl I could say, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for a pint or should we go for a coffee? She said pint, so I took her to the pub that I'd found. Already had the tickets, so I sort of, we had a drink, then we had another drink, and then we went there, and I was sort of quite lauding it a little bit because I'd sort of done well so far on the date. Got to the place, showed the lady my tickets. She put her finger on her lips and said, right, we need to be quiet, and took us in with her torch. The film had started, and it wasn't allocated seating. And she said, right, you're going to have to sit there.
Oh, no. Oh.
And because we were already in, we couldn't have the discussion in full as to what we're going to do this. So we just sort of looked at each other, and this sort of quite strict lady placed us in two parts of the cinema. And then we watched Sideways.
We will have more booking errors, more ruining parents' possessions. I imagine that after the hour, James Acaster will have been through numerous situations like this.
It's his bread and butter.
Oh, it certainly is.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Producer Neil is here. Tim Key is here. And do you have a fanfare sound effect, Neil? It's the return of James Acaster.
Yes.
There we go. How are you?
Bit annoyed at having to bring my own fanfare again. Other than that, all right.
Good. So you've been away? Australia, New Zealand?
Big time.
Fun?
Loads of fun. Key was in Australia.
Yeah,
That was good.
Yeah, I popped my head in.
Had in there. Skipping around.
Yeah. Highlights? Or was it just the sun?
Got to go in a helicopter.
Was it just the sun on your hair?
I tell you what, mate. I go away, I come back, and you've only got better. That's what's nice about it. 2 months ago, you wouldn't have been pulling out highlight jokes like that. You would have been stammering all over the place. Look at you now. Straight in there.
Slouching because my microphone's slightly too low, and I'm afraid to bring it up. Here we go. There we go. Now.
You're afraid to bring it up as in you're afraid to raise the issue.
Yeah, with Neil. I've been worried about it for the last 2 hours.
We all know that Neil rules with an iron fist. You don't want to bring up the slouchy mic.
Yeah. So who have you missed most? Neil, maybe?
Yeah, mainly miss Neil. I've been playing Neil the Fortune on my own every week. Just on my own, just thinking what would Neil suggest at this point, and then I think of a really awful game, and then I play that on my own in my hotel. So
not much to change, no? Got a new coat?
Got a new coat, thanks very much.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
He's just said he's been on a helicopter ride.
What?
And you didn't even pick up on it.
Whoa.
You did gloss over that. I mean, I didn't want to...
The guy's been in a helicopter.
I was like, I don't know why. Josh's... The level of
Where
Josh's
are you
mind
going?
is more
Crinkly
interesting.
Bottom?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
That would be my go-to helicopter guy, Noel Edmonds.
It's still big over there.
Is he? Well, I'd associate him with having a helicopter. Is that just me?
No, it might
think
just
he
be
would
you,
have.
actually, yeah.
I would imagine he would cycle when he's on land, and then when he's actually travelling, he would just get a boat. I imagine he owns a ferry.
Noel Edmonds. So tell us about your helicopter ride.
Carl Donnelly,
Yeah.
Keep talking. Naughty boy.
comedian, naughty boy.
Yeah.
He is a naughty boy, Carl Donnelly.
How come?
Well, in Melbourne, me and Tim and Nish,
Yeah.
friend of the show,
Friend of the show.
we would jokingly refer to Carl Donnelly and Kai Humphries and other comedians as the naughty boys because they were just... it was really a reflection of how lame we were, really. I mean,
They weren't going to as many aquariums as us.
yeah, we were visiting aquariums and they were drinking beers in the evenings. And
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
They drank the beers, mate. So we called them the naughty boys, and it got out of hand because at the end of Melbourne, Kai and Carl got tattoos that said naughty boys on their arms.
What?
They're there forever for the rest of their lives.
What, Melbourne?
Yeah. They weren't allowed out because they're too naughty.
So they took you in a helicopter?
Me and Carl went on to New Zealand. We did the gala. That goes out on the telly box, and someone recognised Carl. And
I was
in
hoping
a
you
bar.
got flown to the gala like
In a helicopter.
Phil Collins at Live Aid when he had to get to the airport quickly.
No, we
I assumed you just seen a helicopter. Carl had headbutted the driver. Kai had hotwired it.
shouted naughty at the top of his voice. The helicopter pilot just liked him and went, really liked you on that gala. Do you want to have a go in my helicopter?
So why were you walking past a helicopter?
It was in a bar, really drunk, this helicopter pilot. It was just wasted.
Yeah.
And told Carl, you and some of your mates can have a helicopter ride this week. Here's my number. So me, him and Chris Martin, the comedian, not Chris Martin. The Gwyneth Paltrow split didn't go so bad. that he fled to New Zealand and got in a helicopter with a naughty boy.
Wow.
But yeah, and for 10 minutes, he let Carl fly the helicopter.
No!
And that was horrible.
Should we play a song?
Yeah, if you want, mate. I was enjoying being back and making up for lost time.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Damon Albarn, Mr. Tembo on XFM. We are
I
talking...
think I'm going to watch Damon Albarn at Latitude.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. He's on the Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
good. That was good information.
It's okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do my show, then I'll sort of hook up with some other comedians and watch Damon Albarn.
We're all there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going? Are you doing Latitude?
I'm there, mate. Yeah, you know, I said it while Damon Albarn was playing.
Oh, that must have been what made me think of it.
You know fully well. You know full well who's going to be there.
Shall I get a handle on this? Right, now, 2 topics for today. Let's just have a quick register. Producer Neil.
Good morning.
James Acaster.
Hello.
Tim Key.
Hello.
Ruining your parents' possessions. Yeah. I bet you've done that, haven't you, James?
8 days after passing my driving test, I wrote off my parents' Ford Fiesta. Does that count?
Next.
Better than my one. My brother put some syrup on a door handle.
So how did you write off your parents' Ford Fiesta?
I was racing home, so needed a wee.
Yeah.
And span off the road.
Span off the road like Nigel Mansell?
Because there's mud on the road. I was spinning round in the mud.
You were spinning?
Yeah, span. Went up a grass verge, smashed into a hedge, and then balanced on 2 wheels for a bit.
All right, big shot.
And then, not deliberately, not the back 2.
You did a wheelie.
There's the 2 on the side. The 2 on the
Down an alley.
Yeah, down an alley, balancing a beach ball on the hood of the car. And then it went back on 4 wheels. And then I was like, oh, crashed the car. But I thought I could probably still drive home. I hadn't seen the state of it yet. So I thought I'd drive home. And I pulled out, and then it immediately stopped in the road again. And I couldn't get it started. So I looked in my rearview mirror, and there's a car coming pretty fast up behind me. And then I looked ahead, and there's a car coming pretty fast towards me.
Oh, no, the accordion effect.
So then... and they both saw me at the last minute. So they both went to go round me the same way.
Oh, no.
Just crashed into each other. Both ended up in a ditch. No one was hurt. I got out. How's it going?
James Acaster.
James Acaster, first time driver, need a wee. I've wet myself.
How'd you wet yourself?
No, didn't
So
wet
what
myself.
happened? Did the
results?
Should have
stress of the
really.
situation
I was
kind
quite
of
impressed.
overshadow your need for the toilet?
Yeah, I completely forgot about the toilet, and then my mum had to come and get me. Obviously, got me home, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I need a wee." I said, "I better go for a wee, Mum. I've needed it for a while." Sorry about the car, by the way. Sorry about the car, but thanks for picking me up.
Unbelievable.
That was my first of 3 car crashes.
Yeah.
We can do the other 2 in instalments.
In the weeks to come.
Get more and more dramatic. That's the lamest of all of them. So.
Oh, the third one's unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Very, very rarely is the third one the best in a trilogy. But when it comes to Acaster's car crashes.
Well, should we do them now?
Yeah, next week or when you're next on, yeah.
Yeah, car crash each time. Why not?
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Why did you have a stuffed alligator called Andrei Konchelskis?
I won him at a fair. The fair, it wasn't even a game, it was a scratch card. It was just like a guy at a stall.
Selling scratch
There's
cards?
a guy at a stall with loads of scratch cards and loads of stuffed toys behind him. And you had to, if you got 3 ladies, did the scratch card, got 3 ladies in a row.
What were the ladies wearing?
It's just their heads, just their
Oh,
faces, like postage stamps. All of the toys were pandas.
Yeah.
That were very small. Apart from one alligator with a massive pink top hat on and a T-shirt that said Party Gator. And that was that was bigger than me, so I thought it'd be funny to choose that one. And me and my brother had to carry it like a coffin at a funeral all day. And I called it Andrei Konchelskis and brought it home. Now my friends have got it in their house because I had to take it. When I moved into a small flat, I had to rehome him. But I had him from age 7 to 28, so only a year we've been apart now.
I mean, that's long in alligator years as well, isn't it?
Oh, an alligator years.
It's long in our years. 21 years.
Yeah, no, it is long in our years.
Do you want me to do my fairground story? Let's. I think the pause has slightly put me off.
All right, well, let's have a song.
We'll have a song and then we'll come back with Tim's Fairgrounds story. This is Killing the Name by Ray Rattum.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Rattum.
There's swears in that.
Radio edit, mate. Thanks for listening.
I was once on a dance floor where they were playing the bit with all the swears, and everyone was shouting the "stuff you, I won't do what you tell me" thing over and over again in a pub. And then halfway through, the DJ stopped the song, and all the lights came up, and the bouncer said, "Everyone, get out, please." And we all did what he said. I remember we all filed out, just like, "So don't want any trouble, mate. That's fine." Tim Key, still here and has trailed.
Well, not trailed so much as I said, "Do you want me to do my anecdote?" And you said, "Let's have a song," which is I've had that before at dinner parties.
So what happened to you at Fairgrounds?
Not happened to me. It's where I was. I'm in this story. It's not a very good anecdote because I actually come across very well.
Oh,
I was in Kiev and I went to the fair with a spiritual girl. And,
sorry. Why were you in Kiev with a spiritual girl?
I was in Kiev because I was in Kiev, and
Yeah.
the girl was spiritual.
Right.
I'd met this girl and she was quite spiritual. Like
Right.
she dyed her hair.
Yeah.
She had purple hair and she rode a horse.
She owned a dream catcher. That's what you mean.
On that day, she did. So we're walking through this fair,
Yeah.
not hand in hand per se because it's a bit shy.
Don't call me
And,
Percy.
Well,
Oh, come on.
let's go.
James has missed that kind of thing.
Ah,
Let's have a song.
it's like a cool glass of water here, and Josh do such amazing wordplay.
In this fairground, it was sort of slightly more fairly. It wasn't very.
Most fairs are fairly. Oh, we are absolutely on all cylinders today. Good to be back.
What I'm trying to say is, it was a fairly basic setup,
Yes.
and the stall that we found ourselves at was shooting a gun,
A normal gun?
air gun, shoots pellets.
Yep, BB gun.
Yeah, and in the
call me
distance
baby.
there was terrible, and in the distance there was a candle, and you had to shoot the flame off the candle.
What? What?
And so I picked,
You know that can't be done.
can't it? Well, bear that in mind for this next bit. So I pick up the gun. I cast a look at the spiritual girl. She runs a hand through her pink hair, and then
It's fading.
well, she was concerned. I aimed the gun at the candle, and then fairly nonchalantly, because I think exactly the same, it can't be done. Shoot it. The pellet races through the air. Extinguishes the candle. The man gives the spiritual girl a large cuddly toy.
The sad part of that story is that obviously you and this Ukrainian spiritual girl aren't together anymore.
No, to be fair, we weren't really together before.
Yeah, but
or
Tim-
during.
I don't think she's ever going to find love now, because I think she was once in the company of a man who extinguished a candle with a
Yeah.
BB gun.
I think she's talking about that a
Should
lot in
compare
future
everyone
dates.
to that.
Yeah.
Do you still see Anne Hathaway?
I watch clips.
Watch clips. It's met Anne Hathaway.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met
But
Anne
we
Hathaway,
discussed this earlier.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
If any listeners have met Anne Hathaway or had any dealings with her, email at Josh Widdicombe, Josh at xfm.co.uk for next week's Any Other Business if you've met Anne Hathaway.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Mr. E's Beautiful Blues, the Eels.
Lush. Absolutely lush.
Absolutely lush. So it is time to plug, so thank you for coming in. Neil, would you like to start us off?
I'll start by saying this show is going to Edinburgh, 9th to the
wow.
12th of August.
Are you up there, Key?
Oh, yes, I'm up there. Big time.
Or-
Please buy a ticket. I will, tickets on sale at xfm.co.uk.
So, hang on. What sort of, how will that work?
Moving on.
It'll be this, but in front of an audience with no songs.
Oh, okay.
So it's 90 minutes of rambling.
Classic bands.
Key,
Oh.
would you be up for reenacting the candle?
Oh, yes.
Can we do that live?
Yes, just a bit.
Oh.
What date are you doing it?
The 9th to the 12th.
Yeah, I arrive on the 10th. My show doesn't start till the 13th. I'm just sort of having
We won't
fun.
use a BB gun.
I was going to say I need to health and safety this.
Yeah, but we can.
Well,
we can
fair
use,
enough, Neil. But you deal with the corporate fat cat squares. And we'll start dreaming, shall we?
So buy a ticket. Which day? 10th, 11th, or 12th?
Well, why don't we say the 11th?
The 11th. Tim Key will be attempting to extinguish a candle.
Where's attempting come from? I'll be extinguishing a candle, mate.
Yeah. So what we need to source is a BB gun and 1 pellet, please.
Get a couple.
Tim Key will be
some victory shots afterwards.
So that's it from me.
Yeah. Tickets on xfm.co.uk or the Ed Fringe website, presumably. 10:30, 9th to the 12th. James Acaster is confirmed. Well,
10:30 a.m. or p.m.
PM.
Oh, nice.
So James Acaster, Nish Kumar, Matthew Crosby are all going to be there. Ramesh Ranganathan.
Lovely.
Keep talking. That's my kind of show.
Wow.
That's my kind of
Josh's
comedians
live
to...
XFM show entitled No Girls.
Susie Ruffle.
Susie Ruffle, there he is.
There we go. He is.
There she is, but yeah, whatever.
No girls. God, that was a close one. Thank God I had that in my back
I was going to get you
pocket.
done, mate. I was
I
going to
can
get
bring
you
my
done
spiritual
so bad.
girl.
You can bring your spiritual girl. Okay. We'll get someone from the audience to play the spiritual girl
Yeah.
when Tim is about to extinguish the candle.
I might do my victory shots before I extinguish it.
Well, you need a spiritual girl on stage while...
Well, I'm not going to knock the top of a candle without a spiritual girl, am I?
So to source one from the audience. or-
Yeah. If you are a spiritual girl, the 11th of August. James.
This week, on the 10th of June, I'll be recording the first 2 episodes of my Radio 4 series, Findings. I mean, I don't know where to get tickets, to be honest, but you can get the tickets for free. Just put James Acaster's Findings into Google.
BBC.
You'll probably get tickets.
Is this your first radio show?
Done a
I've done a
pilot.
pilot, but this is my first, knowing how to sell it.
High time.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks very much. So there's that. And also my Edinburgh show, which is called Recognise.
Tim Key.
Well, I'm doing a show in Edinburgh. 12th of August, really. Almost called it 12th of Edinburgh. There's a
time?
fine line, isn't there? 9:45, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Pleasance. And then I'm actually touring that. So can I plug that as well?
Yeah.
Well, I've just done that. And I don't know exactly where, and actually it's not confirmed that we're touring it. But
I'm also
brace yourselves.
I'm also touring my show in the autumn. That is confirmed, but I don't know any of the other details, just like Tim. So, but I know it is happening.
It is
Yeah,
happening.
no, I'm pretty sure mine is. I mean, I got an email which was very much suggested it could happen. and if it happens, and that's a very small if.
Thank you very much. I should plug... I'm going to plug the FIFA World Cup, which starts on Thursday. And
It's gone under the radar a bit, hasn't
it
it?
has gone under the radar a bit. I
Has.
think FIFA need the help. And also, thank you to all the listeners for contributing their stickers to Neil, their anecdotes.
I would like to thank them for contributing their money to the ticket sales of this show in Edinburgh.
Oh, now we get to the
now I
crux
see.
of the issue.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming to Edinburgh. People are tweeting that they've bought tickets, which is making Neil more and more scared because he's never been on stage before in his life.
Oh, great. I can't wait for that. I didn't know you were scared, Neil. This is going to be brilliant. Neil's scared, everyone.
Buy tickets to see Neil Terrified. Thank you very much. Coming up, Matt Dyson. See you later.